Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. Welcome to Finance Friday. And I have some interesting news for you guys. According to Wizards of the Coast, they recently announced that they will be investing $10 million into esports in production for their MTG Arena League for 2019. Now, in retrospect, I did a little research because I do a lot of research on this channel. And basically, if you Google esport in the market, they're projecting $1.5 billion for 2020 in terms of U.S. revenue. And that is a staggering amount of money. In comparison to 10 million, well, that's not very much. Basically, you're looking like the Alpha Pack versus like a pack of Fallen Empires. But you got to start somewhere. So let's talk about it. Number one, I want to tell you guys something. I'm not against esports. I think esports are great, but I think this is a business decision. This is to gain more market share and revenue and kind of get into a digital space that, frankly, Wizards of the Coast and Magic the Gathering hasn't really gone into. Hearthstone and other esports have already gone into this already. And Wizards is kind of just last place in the whole thing so far. Now, one thing I realized about esports, and for those of you who are pretty smart on this channel, figured out, is it all comes down to one thing. Money, advertising, and also, well, money because you have to sign up for MTG Arena. Eventually you have to buy the packs or whatever way, the digital platform they have to buy the items to basically play. But I think the real idea here is just money because Wizards is struggling to find additional areas to grow within their business. Let me explain that real quick. In Wall Street, Hasbro, they are, shareholders get on them because they need to basically grow revenue, they need to grow profits, and market share, market growth, right? And those three metrics matter a lot. And you talk about gaming, and you talk about digital gaming, stuff like that. Magic the Gathering is really the only game that can actually gain any of those shares for Hasbro. And so far, it's been really zero. There's been nothing going on. Magic Online is not really a digital platform other than, it's some online stuff, but it's not meant for entertainment and watching. But I think there is the bigger problem here when I said the word advertising. I just don't think that advertising for Magic the Gathering will ever be the levels that they think. Main reason why I say that is because just because you put $10 million out there as an esport, like a league or something, there needs to be millions and millions of views or just tons of, I'm not sure the metrics on Twitch or whatever that League of Legends and all those other games get. But there needs to be enough view count and enough interest that transcends like those type of games or gets to a point, right, that's like that, to get the advertising dollars to come in. Just to think you have an esport league doesn't mean you're going to get like Samsung or Microsoft or, all the Red Bulls and the Minute Maids. I don't know, any kind of stuff that targets, basically the 95% males and the 5% females in Magic the Gathering who basically are going to watch this MTG Arena gaming. Then comes the question, who the hell is going to watch this thing? I mean, just ask yourselves. Do you really think you're going to watch MTG Arena? Or would you rather be sitting at your local LGS store or go to a Magic Fest or playing casually Commander? Would you rather go to an actual physical location and play with your friends? I have to argue that that's the other problem. People have said to me, well, I don't think the digital cards will ever the digital money, whatever, will ever transcend the physical cards. Obviously, old school players accept this, believe this the most. They represent the history, they represent the storytelling of the game the best, the older artifacts of the cards, the relics. I really doubt that like old school players are going to convert to MTG Arena. So what really is MTG Arena going to hit? The standard players, the maybe legacy if they get into it. Do you really think standard players? Do you think legacy players? I doubt vintage players will ever. I doubt vintage will ever be on MTG Arena, but let's say it will. But there's not enough money there to do vintage. So my concern is that standard players are already hurting there's a thing called wall of fatigue, right? So here you are buying your Ultimate Masters. Oh, and also I forgot Modern. Sorry, I forgot the big area of Magic called Modern. Do you really think that Modern Standard really has the money to buy the physical products and then also play MTG Arena on the side or maybe full time or whatever? I don't understand how this is actually going to play out. I'm curious to see how it plays out, but I'm not bullish like investing in Hasbro's stock or bullish in investing in the future of Magic because they put $10 million into an esport league. And I will put in the comments, I will put in the description below like some of the information they posted. But from what I see here, I don't think there's enough. I may be totally wrong. You guys might be watching this and be like, damn, this is the best thing since sliced bread, yada yada. Now, I'm not an expert at esport growth or esport stuff. I may have to ask some of my esport friends who basically know more about how that works. But from what I see and from what I've researched is that esports requires advertising money to come in. Advertise onto the channels, advertise into the teams, advertise to make these things work to become something very serious. But is it going to be, advertisers though care about the views. And they may advertise that first year and be like, okay, we're going to give it a shot. But if the growth and the views and the interest in not only watching and playing are not there, they're probably going to pull out. And that is why I don't think it's ever going to trump card games, the card side of what Magic is. Last thought for Finance Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. By the way, my Ultimate Masters stuff is coming. Had a few guys not get my Ultimate Masters stuff on time or basically get all the allocations. So, but we will get some Ultimate Masters stuff to talk about soon. But last thought on this topic. My greatest fear on this entire thing is that Wizards continually puts money into the different things that want to basically innovate or jump on the bandwagon. For some of those people who have said that, I don't think they're really focusing on their core business. The core business in Magic is the game. The card game, the collectible card game, the CCG, for those of you who don't know what that is. It is the game that, basically has the cards that are printed. The fundamentals, the creativity, the fun factor. Is really the way to go more digital and have these weird characters jump around and make noises. Flames when you throw a fireball or a blue mist of whatever spark coming out when you counter something. Okay, I see how that can be visually cool in the beginning, but is that really the way to to really maintain your business? I feel like the core foundation of Magic has failed for many years. It's gotten weaker over the course of years. And I feel like as a financial standpoint, I don't know if they don't put the money back into the cards and actually improve the game itself, the actual game. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying like this MTG Arena is a bad thing. I think that the actual game itself needs some changes. And I feel like they're just doing a lot of reprinting. It's also the same of the old and over again, but just in a different style with the Guilds of Ravnica or the Return of the Return. I don't know. They're just doing all this random stuff and the same things we've already seen. So yeah, I think, my heart says I want to see more changes in the core part of their business. Like Google. Google's main business is searching, right? That's their fundamental business. If they took away from that core entity and they didn't put money and investment to grow and expand the technology and that, they would lose market share dramatically and they would end up losing their revenue, and it would be horrible. Rather than expanding to some other type of fancy way to search, Google maintains its searching abilities and its leadership in that. Magic needs to consider the same effect, the same trend, where I focus on the core business and then I expand on the other part of the business after I solidify the core business. All right, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm full of crap? I'm freezing my ass out here for you guys, but it is Finance Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm about to go to Portland for this GP Portland old school event on Saturday. I will have some footage for you guys, some shots and gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for the lack of videos in the last few sessions. Been kind of sick with the flu. Put in the comments below what you think. This is a very interesting topic. More on this coming soon. Talk soon, guys.